Hey man, is that LeBron in this?
No, it is.
Lil Wayne, LeBron, Drake. That's kind of nasty. I never thought about it like that before. Yeah. So we're here now. You know, welcome to the Flagrant 2. I'm Keenan.
I'm Willie.
And, again, you reached us at the Flagrant 2, baby, where we may not be right,
but we're never wrong. That's right, baby. That's right.
What's up, baby? All right, we're back again. It's our second podcast.
We're veterans.
Yes,
veterans
right.
now.
We'll have everything loaded up, you know, on Facebook at the Flagrant where everybody can watch and see it. But we got some great sports opinions, pop cultures, things to talk to you about today. And, you know, you're able to contact us, so you'll let us know if you like it, hate it, you know, it's whatever. As long as you're watching, that's all that matters. But starting off today in the sports world, you know, sometimes I feel like we got to reach. Because, I mean, really what's going on, man?
Yeah,
Football's
dog days
months away and
dog
things like that.
But
I could tell you this. So, my son called me. He had to take a physical for football.
Okay.
And so, after he had his physical, we went to the gym, you know, just to work out a little bit and shoot some hoops.
Okay.
So, I'm playing basketball with my son and thinking to myself, you know, he's really athletic. He's really good.
Mm-hmm.
He just has a drive that won't stop. And I feel like he has more energy than me. I'm just more skillful in that game.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying to you, have you ever watched somebody look, you could tell they were super athletic, but you knew what they were athletic at, it wasn't their sport?
Yes, absolutely. Were they a little out of character?
Right. Have you ever played basketball with a football player?
Absolutely.
And you could tell they're skillful, but
there's no finesse. There's no I'm getting out of the way. I can maneuver my body the right way.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. So with that being said, my son, you know, Ethan, basketball ain't your sport. But he can win games because he's athletic and he has a drive. Yeah. And when I was thinking about that, you know who that made me think about that popped up in my head?
Tim Tebow.
Tebow. Yeah, man.
Man.
Tell me all the bad things about Tim Tebow. Tell me all the bad things. I might
as
have
far as like him being a baseball player,
just what do you think about his football career overall, starting at his last national championship?
I mean, Tim Tebow's. He's the least top 5 best college football players of all time. He's probably the face of college football. He may be the best, and that's one thing. Like I'm gonna have to reiterate to my child when she gets older is like they didn't get to see Tim. I got to see Tim Tebow in his prime. The dude was a beast. You know, I mean, he was amazing. He was athletic. He couldn't throw. You know, so I mean, he did enough. He did enough.
He won games.
He absolutely
won games.
And he did the same thing in the NFL.
But can I say this? Can I say this?
Right.
Doesn't really all Urban Meyer's players win? I mean, how wrong am I?
You're not.
You know?
You're not.
So Tim Tebow, yes, athletic, but do we know Tim Tebow for the physical man? Or what he brings that's intangible to it.
No matter what you say, because I know Urban Meyer.
I was a Tim Tebow fan.
Urban Meyer has had, you know, Cardell Jones. He turned, you know, Cardell Jones just played in the playoffs, ended up winning the national championship. Okay, I understand that. That's good. That's a way. I think he just builds his offenses around who was quarterbacking his offense.
Okay.
And I think, you know, because he also had Barrett. What was the guy's name? The young kid that played there. He was
push through it.
He was the young kid that played all year. They were talking about him being a Heisman. Then he got hurt. So then they had Cordell Jones.
But what I'm wondering is,
you think that's coaching?
I hear a lot of people. How can so many people in the NFL be the common denominator? And they all say the same thing. He can't throw.
I think the problem is you've seen the circus around Tim Tebow. How long
There's never been a bust like this.
No.
Is he a bust?
I mean,
he won a playoff game.
With the Broncos.
6 straight games.
And I mean, but the thing was, is he was the guy that was putting them behind in the first place because he would do nothing in the first 3 quarters. But when it was winning time,
I disagree with that statement.
When it was winning time, he would win the game. He would win the game.
I don't
even think
about
that. Think about the game and when they were playing Pittsburgh. It went tie game, went into overtime. First play of the game, he hit Demaryius Thomas with a cross, took it to the house. Granted, he only threw it 10 yards, but it's Tim Tebow. That's the legend around Tim Tebow.
So, okay, Tim Tebow, football career. He had a good football career.
Absolutely.
If you really talk about football from college, being that face. And then going to the NFL wasn't a bust for Tim Tebow.
I mean, Tim Tebow was the best football player in the 2000s. Millennium. Hands down.
Was he just able to hide amongst just good?
I think the one thing about college football is if you are talented, if you're so athletic, you can be better than other people. I think a really athletic person in college football can stand out. You know what I mean? And sometimes when it comes to the NFL, when you get to the NFL level, everybody's athletic. You got linemen that are running 5-second 40-yard dashes.
Right.
So the gap of you got to be better at the small things. Peyton Manning.
They say throwing motion was out.
In the NFL today, you have to be able to throw. You have to be able to throw.
So
I mean, think about what was the guy from Philadelphia, Kevin Cobb. When was the last time you heard of him?
Good call.
So I mean,
but on this aspect, okay, Tim Tebow, football career, great.
Yeah.
How far I think maybe anything? I mean, he's 30 years old. He hasn't played baseball in 11 years, but his. Boo Mullins was his high school coach.
Yeah.
Said that he was a 6'2" player.
Well, and there's been like multiple people that he's worked out with that were
MLB
players were MLB players that said he's a natural. And somebody recently said that he was going through batting practice. It was a Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield said that he was a natural when he was out there hitting the ball. So that's got to count for something. Gary Sheffield played in the league for 15 years. I mean, he probably knows somebody that it's like
people. I really feel like people. The fact of the matter is,
I'm a Tim Tebow guy.
The fact of the matter is, people will entertain Tebow because it's Tim Tebow.
I think the NFL just didn't want the headache.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, and whoever has any doubt about this man, this will kind of change you a little bit on giving him a chance. And I'm not saying this athletic abilities at all, but. I'll shorten it up a little bit. Can I just take a second and just kind of read some points in here? Okay. A couple things. Tim Tebow is a 2-time national champion, first-round NFL draft pick, and a Heisman Trophy winner. Okay. I'll leave that one out. The rest is just, you can look that up. But just these 2 paragraphs. I want to finish both of these.
Okay.
And you tell me, anybody watching this, if you don't get this, then you're on a different level. So it says Tim Tebow grew up the son of some missionaries, and even after moving to Florida as a child, he returned to the Philippines as a teenager to spread God's word and do the Lord's work. Serving the needy, he carried that calling with him to the University of Florida, where in addition to leading the Gators to 2 national championships and winning the Heisman Trophy in 2007, he also devoted himself to a charity raising money for pediatric cancer patients and disadvantaged children. That's paragraph number 1.
What? He still does that.
Chance. That's what I'm saying. MLB,
yeah.
Chance. Let me just finish the last one. We'll wrap this one up. It says, in 2010, his vision took shape in the Tim Tebow Foundation. The Tim Tebow Foundation exists to bring faith, hope, and love to those in need of a brighter day in their hour of darkness. It says, it fulfilled the mission by making it come true by making money for kids with threatening illnesses. It says he started building Timmy's playrooms in children's hospitals, providing surgeries that they normally couldn't get. And he also has a prom. It says he has a prom for needy families for the special needs in the Philippines. MLB chance. No, you know what? I'm sorry. Scratch football, scratch all that. Is there a way we can get Tebow on the ticket for this presidential candidate?
Yeah.
He could run. I mean, the two candidates we have now. Would Tebow get?
People love him. I mean, that's what I said. There's no reason for me not to like Tebow.
I'd be on the campaign. T.
Well,
holla at your boy.
Get my vote. Yeah.
He don't pay me that much.
Yeah.
Holla at your boy.
Well, and plus, think about this. I know we're spending a lot of time on Tebow.
Well, I have respect for a man. I have the respect.
Also, think about this. There's a lot of NFL players that get drafted into the MLBs, but a lot of them try to go football first. You know, Russell Wilson, he was drafted before he even went to Wisconsin to go play in the MLB, and he was like, he wanted to go play football. So, I mean, can Tim Tebow do it? The chances are unlikely, but I'm still riding with Tebow. I am down with Tebow. I love the idea. I think it's great. Even though I think it's a little awkward on TV. You know, I've seen him on the
great TV. What is he talking about? Awkward.
But I'm saying, like, Tim Tebow is awkward.
Praying? Baseball?
No, but you've seen him do the game day shows. They're a little awkward. It's a little rough for him.
Man, he's the face of college football.
He's a natural. SEC. He's not the face of ESPN Game Day though. I mean, or the SEC network.
Let's just wrap it up like this. This is what I want to say. So, to my son, if you want a role model,
that's a great role.
Tim Tebow.
Absolutely.
I heard you had the #1 book in 2011, the #1 sports book in 2011. Tebow, I want my sons look Tebow up, and also, I do have a daughter that if you ever want to date somebody or bring somebody home, look out for Tim Tebow.
Yes.
So we're gonna get beyond that.
I hope for the best. But I'm not expecting anything.
It's gonna be great.
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I'm along for the ride.
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Another thing we want to talk about, just touch bases with, stick with baseball, is the Prince Fielder thing. You know, it's sad to see that somebody that was so talented, you know, that was so good at baseball, such a great hitter, natural hitter, is, you know, he got hurt. I didn't see the press conference today, which is one thing I missed.
They said something about infusing.
Yeah, he had those vertebrae that were and that's tough. I went to school with somebody that he was the best athlete on our team when we were in high school. You know, baseball, basketball, track, best athlete we had. He was a junior, and then you know he found out that his vertebrae they were infused, so he couldn't play football anymore because they were like, hey, if you get hit one more time, it's over. You know, you're going to end up being in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. So he had to choose, and he chose to sit out, and his life kind of took a spin from that way. You know, because all he knew was athletics. So it's a little different when somebody like that. He's still.
But here's the main thing about Phil.
He's still getting paid. Yeah.
So let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, absolutely.
His quality of life, will be great.
Different.
Also, I mean, it's not like he's quitting.
He's getting
no. He's unable to play.
Yeah,
and so. Hey man, what was the deal? Well, how much was it? It was
24 through 2020. It's $24 million a year for the Rangers. I feel bad for the Rangers that they have to pay that.
Hey, maybe this could be the benchmark for saying we got to start doing something different about paying these players because you got to recoup some of that money. Not that he doesn't deserve it, and the way his neck is probably because of football.
Well,
but at the same time, you chose to play football.
And the thing is,
baseball.
Another thing is that most of these athletes, these big time athletes, they have insurance policies on themselves.
Well, insurance is paying part of it. Yeah, $9 million.
So if something happens, they're going to get the benefit of that too. Because the one thing for the Rangers is that I want to say that Detroit owes him. It's like $6 million a year. They're paying $6 million a year of that contract because of the Ian Kenzo trade. So there's a little bit of leeway there, but still, if you're somebody like the Rangers that's always in contention, somebody that you brought in that you thought was going to put you over the top.
He ain't been good for a few years though.
No, he was decent last year.
I mean, he's a slugger.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he ain't been that good.
Yeah. I mean, he ain't stealing no bases.
So let me ask you something. We still on Fielder?
No.
He getting his money.
Yeah, I mean,
living in a lap of luxury. I'm not mad at your player.
Yeah.